Hi, I'm Mark. This is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to bring you guys a review of the Philips Hue Indoor Motion Sensor. Now, this is actually a device I've been using with my home Philips Hue setup for around 6 years now. I've just never actually made a review of it. And I actually own 3 of these, so let's dive into this review. And to start with, this device is an add-on accessory for Philips Hue lights. Now, it does require you to have the Philips Hue bridge, and it costs £40 on its own. The device itself is small and white with rounded edges. The front of it has the motion sensor on it and a small light, and then the back has space for a magnetic wall or ceiling mount, which is also included with it. The device itself is pretty small, measuring 62mm wide and tall, and is just 28mm thick. This is without the mount, although the mount does tuck into the back. When it comes to specification, it is for indoor use and will work between 0 and 40 degrees Celsius. It takes 2 AAA batteries, which are included when you buy it, and Philips say they will last for up to 2 years. Now, of course, this is going to depend on usage, but in using these for 6 years in different rooms, I've found I've only had to change the batteries once. That's better than expected battery performance. It's also IP42 rated, which means you can use it in a bathroom if you want to. And then because it connects to your Philips Hue bridge, it is compatible with both Apple and Android, and is HomeKit compatible, which is great for Apple users, especially as it means you can use some of the functionality with the automations within the Home app. And then not only has it got a motion sensor built in, but it also has a temperature sensor built in and a light sensor. This is great for combining things and making sure it only triggers things when things like light levels are low enough for you to need to. And I'll talk more about that later on. But let's talk about what this is like to set up. So when you first buy it, there's a little tab that you remove in order to activate the batteries that are included, and then you just go into your Philips Hue app, hit the plus and add an accessory. From there you can configure which accessories you want it to control, what you want it to do with them, and also tweak things based on light levels and time of day. You can also tweak the levels of motion sensitivity. All of this is particularly useful because it means if you want to only turn the light on when it's dark enough outside to warrant having a light on, you can do that alongside it detecting motion. You can also set it to do different behaviours with your accessories based on the time of day. You can now set, as of a recent software update, up to 10 different time slots. This is great, for example, if like me, you use it in your bathroom, and what you want is that when it's dark enough you want the light to come on, but during the night you want the light to be a lot dimmer. That makes it easier on your eyes when you do have to use the loo in the middle of the night. And then of course the other part of the setup process is actually installing it, and this is really easy. The included mount is nice and easy to screw onto a ceiling or to a wall, and then you just magnetically attach the device to it. You can of course also just have it freestanding because it can stand on its own. And as I said at the start, I actually own 3 of these, and 2 of these are just freestanding. The only one I've actually got mounted is the bathroom one, which is on the bathroom ceiling. So let's talk about what it's like to use. Now, I've been using these for 6 years and these are absolutely fantastic. And in using these, I have found that they genuinely work every single time. And what I want to do is talk about the 3 that I've got and how I've got each of them set up. So firstly, the one in my downstairs cupboard is the simplest one. It simply turns the light to 100% when it detects motion. This is great for not having to fumble around in a dark cupboard for a light switch. Then after 5 minutes, if it doesn't detect motion, it will turn the light off. Secondly, the one in my kitchen turns on if daylight is dim enough to warrant having a light. This is adjustable with the light sensitivity settings in the Philips Hue app. Now this actually only controls during the day because I don't want it to get set off by the cat during the night. And this one is actually linked to my 4 spotlight bulbs that I've got in the kitchen, and it can control all 4 of those just with that one sensor. And again, once the lights have turned on, if it doesn't detect motion after 10 minutes, it will switch off the lights. And that time is something you can adjust or not even use at all in the app. And then thirdly, my bathroom one is ceiling mounted. And once again, if it's dark enough during the day, it will turn the light to full brightness. And then at night, I've got it set to be on a minimal light. This means it doesn't disturb you too much when you do have to use the bathroom in the night. Again, this one is set to switch off after 5 minutes with no movement. This is great because it means your lights can't be accidentally left on. What I found in having it on the ceiling is that the coverage area is big enough to detect when you're in the shower, so you don't accidentally plunge yourself into darkness. And all of those functionalities are set up in the Philips Hue app. But of course you can use it if you're an Apple user in the Apple Home app. That means you can use the sensors within these devices to set up other home automations. This is great if you've got non-Philips Hue devices, perhaps something like a smart plug from a third party that you want to control with that motion sensor. So all in all, what's the verdict on this £40 Philips Hue accessory? So in using these for 6 years and having absolutely no issues with these are fantastic. They work well every single time, they've got a great combination of sensors built in, and battery life is much better than Philips say it should be. That combination of motion and light sensitivity is great for only triggering lights when you actually need them to be triggered. And then of course the combination of being able to have different brightnesses and colours depending on the time of day is great for really automating that process, especially if you want, say, a dimmer light at night. And then of course the ability to control multiple devices, including those through HomeKit, is also fantastic. All in all, at £40 each, I actually think these are an essential accessory if you've got Philips Hue lights, because they really allow you to automate things. If you do want to pick one up, I have put a link below. If you've got any questions about these, pop that down below and I'll answer those as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, because that really does help this channel out. Consider subscribing if you want to see my other videos, and I'll see you guys again soon.